Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to Nine Nar Trees podcast. Today I will summarize and review the book, Capitalism, a very short introduction. By James Fulcher offers a compact, historically grounded guide to one of the most influential and contested economic systems in the modern world. Rather than treating capitalism as a single fixed model, Fulcher approaches it as a set of changing institutions and power relationships that have developed differently across countries and eras. The book clarifies what people mean when they refer to markets, private property, wage labor, investment, and profit, and it explains why these features have not always combined in the same way. It also highlights how capitalism has been shaped by states, empires, class conflict, and global competition, challenging the idea that capitalism simply equals free markets. Written for general readers, it balances definition with debate, showing why the system generates both innovation and instability. By linking big concepts to real historical turning points, Fulcher equips readers to understand current arguments about globalization, inequality, regulation, and equality, regulation, and economic crises with more precision and less ideology. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, defining capitalism without reducing it. To free markets, a central task of the book is to clarify what capitalism is and what it is not. Fulcher distinguishes capitalism from the vague claim that it is simply the presence of markets. Markets have existed in many societies, but capitalism refers to a particular way of organizing production, investment, and labor. Key components include private ownership and control of productive assets, the widespread use of wage labor, production oriented towards sale and profit, and the reinvestment of profits to expand and compete. The system depends on institutions that make these activities possible, such as enforceable property rights, contract law, financial systems, and organizational forms like firms. Fulcher also emphasizes that capitalism is not a natural or automatic outcome of human exchange, but a historically built arrangement supported by political authority and social norms. This framing helps readers see why debates about capitalism often become confused. People argue about taxes or regulation as if those things sit outside capitalism, when in practice, states and rules are among the conditions that allow capitalist activity to function at scale. The topic builds a conceptual toolkit for recognizing capitalism across different settings without assuming there is a single pure version. Secondly, historical origins and the uneven rise of capitalist economies. Fulcher traces how capitalism emerged through complex historical processes rather than a sudden invention. The rise of capitalist relations involved changes in land use, agriculture, trade networks, and the organization of labor, alongside the development of institutions that supported long-distance commerce and investment. Industrialization intensified these dynamics by transforming productivity, concentrating workers, and expanding the scale of firms and finance. The book highlights how capitalism did not spread uniformly. Different countries followed different trajectories shaped by their social structures, political systems, and international position. Some contexts relied heavily on colonial expansion and access to resources and markets, while others developed through state-led industrial policies or distinctive patterns of class compromise. This uneven development matters because it undermines one-size-fits-all stories that treat capitalism as a universal path. It also explains why contemporary economies show different mixes of coordination, welfare provision, and corporate governance. By emphasizing the historical and geographic variety of capitalist development, Fulcher helps readers understand why current policy arguments often compare unlike cases. The topic encourages readers to ask which historical conditions produced a given capitalist model and what trade-offs came with that model. Thirdly, the state as builder, regulator, and partner of capitalism. A major theme is that capitalism depends on states rather than existing in opposition to them. Fulcher shows how governments help create the legal and infrastructural foundations for markets, including property enforcement, currency stability, transportation networks, and education systems that shape labor skills. States also regulate competition, finance, and labor relations, setting the boundaries of acceptable risk and the distribution of costs. At times, the state acts as a direct participant through public enterprises, procurement, and industrial strategy, especially during wars, crises, or periods of rapid development. This topic challenges a common assumption that more state involvement necessarily means less capitalism. Instead, different capitalist systems feature different state roles, ranging from permissive frameworks that prioritize shareholder value to more coordinated systems that support long-term investment and broader social protections. Fulcher also connects state action to political conflict. Regulation and welfare policies are outcomes of struggles among classes and interest groups, not neutral technocratic choices. Understanding the state as an integral part of capitalism helps readers interpret debates about privatization, austerity, and stimulus. It clarifies that the real question is not state versus market, but which rules and priorities shape market outcomes and who benefits from them. Fourthly, varieties of capitalism and competing institutional models. Fulcher highlights that capitalism comes in multiple institutional forms rather than a single template. Differences appear in how firms are financed, how labor markets are organized, how wages are negotiated, and how social welfare is provided. Some economies rely more on stock markets and flexible employment, while others emphasize bank-centered finance, coordinated bargaining, and stronger vocational training systems. These institutional patterns influence innovation styles, inequality levels, resilience to shocks, and the balance of power between employers and workers. The book's focus on variety helps readers move beyond arguments that claim one country is capitalist while another is not. Many systems are capitalist but govern corporate behavior and social risk in distinct ways. This perspective is useful for understanding why policies that work in one setting may fail in another. It also reframes globalization. Integration into global markets does not erase national institutions overnight, but it can pressure them, reshape them, or create hybrid arrangements. The topic gives readers a way to analyze real economies as combinations of markets, regulations, norms, and organizations. It encourages thinking in terms of institutional design and political choice, not inevitability, when evaluating reforms and comparing the outcomes of different capitalist models. Lastly, contradictions, crises, and the future of capitalism. The book addresses why capitalism repeatedly generates instability alongside growth. Competitive investment and profit-seeking can drive innovation and rising productivity, but they can also produce overexpansion, speculative bubbles, and periodic crises. Financial systems amplify these risks by enabling leverage and rapid shifts in confidence, while unequal bargaining power can lead to wage stagnation and weak demand. Fulcher also discusses tensions between global markets and national politics, as capital mobility can constrain governments while leaving citizens exposed to volatility. Another contradiction lies in the social costs that markets may not fully price, including environmental damage and the erosion of social cohesion when insecurity rises. Rather than predicting a single outcome, the book equips readers to evaluate competing claims about capitalism's adaptability. It suggests that capitalism changes through conflict, reform, and institutional innovation, not through purely economic logic. This topic helps readers understand why crises often lead to new regulatory frameworks, new political coalitions, or new forms of capitalism rather than a simple return to an old normal. By presenting capitalism as dynamic and contested, Fulcher enables readers to think more clearly about proposals such as stricter financial oversight, stronger labor protections, or greener industrial strategies. In conclusion, this book is best suited for readers who want a clear, non-technical entry point into debates about capitalism, including students, general readers following economic news, and professionals who need historical context for policy discussions. It is also valuable for readers who feel trapped between slogans because it shows how capitalism can be defined precisely while still being understood as diverse and changing. The main benefit is a sharper framework for interpreting real-world issues such as inequality, financial crises, globalization, and the role of government. By emphasizing institutions and history, Fulcher helps readers see that many outcomes commonly blamed on markets alone emerge from specific rules, power relations, and political choices. That insight can improve civic literacy and make personal learning more coherent, whether you are evaluating reforms, voting, or studying economics and sociology. Compared with similar short books, this one stands out for balancing definition with variation. It avoids treating capitalism as either a moral ideal or a simple villain, and it explains why capitalist systems differ across countries. The result is a compact guide that repays rereading and offers a durable map of the subject, making it worth buying as a reliable foundation for further study. If you would like to support James Fulcher, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.